Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if it is your first time here, then hi. I'm Shelby. It's very nice to make your acquaintance. Today, in this video, I have ordered some stuff from PIXI. This is the new PIXI plus Chloe Morello palette, and I also have her lip icing. So I am going to be doing a first impressions on these two items. I'm going to be testing them out, sort of seeing how I like them. Are they worth the money? And letting you guys know what I think about it. You know, the honest truth. So if you guys would like to see my opinions on the PIXI plus Chloe Morello line, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so obviously I have eye makeup on my face already. This is the Desert Dusk Huda Beauty palette. So I'm just going to remove this. I'm also wearing Benefit's new Bad Gal lash thing. I'm gonna remove it. Ow! Why is it? Oh, that's like hard to take off. Ow! I look so sad. Okay, I am back. All of my eye makeup has been removed. Now, let's talk about the PIXI plus Chloe Morello palette. Chloette. That's what it's called, huh? Palette Chloette is what it says here on the bottom. Right there. So, let me just read the little back part of this. It has Chloe's face right there. So this says, these are my all-time favorite hues inspired by love and romance. Very fitting because this came out like maybe a week ago. I saw it on PIXI's Instagram. Chloe really hasn't said much, not that I've seen. I haven't checked her Instagram in the past couple of days, but PIXI first announced that this was happening. I haven't seen her do a video on it. I feel like she went to the Maldives and then like took a honeymoon and then just like never really talked about it. This All You Need palette will softly highlight and enhance, perfect for a special occasion. So obviously this has been launched right before Valentine's Day. She just got married and she's kind of been talking about how she's been liking more simpler looks, just something that looks very pretty and beautiful but isn't over the top, which is what I feel like this kind of is. You do have the 3 blush shades, 6 eye shades, 3 liner and brow shades, whatever that means. It's all powdered products. There are no creams or anything in here, so the liner shades are going to be powder products. Okay, so brows have been removed. They're looking very sparse and just they need to be filled in. So I think what I'm going to do first is the brows, just because like I can't stand to look at these anymore. So I'm just going to pop this guy open. First of all, the little clasp is on the side. It's kind of in the shape almost like a book, like you open it from the side. Also, they have like the world's tiniest mirror right here. At first when I saw this, I thought it was gonna hold like a brush or something. No, it's just like the tiniest mirror ever known to man. Also, wow, this is like not easy to open. Like I said, it opens like this. You got your 3 what they're calling blush shades. They have a sheen to them, all of them do. So it kind of looks like a highlighter blush shade. So I don't know if these would be like toppers or if they would just be like a glowy blush. I do love myself a good glowy blush, so I don't really mind that. And also all of these little duos right here, these are all shimmery eyeshadows. So really the only mattes in this palette are going to be down here with your eyebrow and liner shades. So that's a little annoying. I feel like these duos right in here, it could have been like a shimmery shade and then a matte shade, and they could have just been like good duos to have one shade all over the lids, a matte shade for in the crease, and like be done with that. But you know, we're gonna try them out anyways. So let me grab a eyebrow brush. So there are the 3 brow shades. I'm gonna go with this lighter shade just because I am blonde. we will see how this works. It looks to be a little warm for my liking, but we will see. Oh, and nothing came off when I did that. All right, let's go in a little bit harder. Are you guys seeing like anything? Here, let me scoot a little closer. There is like no pigmentation, so I'm going to go into the second shade. That's a darker brown color. Let's get some pigmentation up in here. Is it just me, or like are we not getting anything? I mean, in the camera I feel like I'm seeing something, but let me switch brushes. I don't really know. Okay, this may work. So this is the side done with the brow powder, and I'm going to do this side with the ABH little powder trio, just so you can kind of see like how I guess I'm used to a powder working. So I'm just going to go in and like go in both of these shades, and then I'm going to fill in my brows. Sometimes it could be because like I had just removed my makeup and there was nothing for the shadow to cling on to. You know, you never really know. But like, okay, already I feel like we just like have a lot more color and a lot less time. Those shadows are not as pigmented as I would hope that they would be. I think that they'll be good sort of in the crease shades, but I'm not positive on how well they will work as a liner, because they are just like, the pigmentation, at least on the brows, was just not there. They weren't as pigmented as I thought they would be, but we are going to go on. We are going to continue to go back into this palette. So next I'm going to go and do the eyes. So I am going to go ahead, I'm going to take a little bit of the Kylie concealer that I ran under my eyes. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my lids, and then I'm going to prime my lids. So now my lids are all primed, and we don't have any sort of a matte white or a cream shade to put all over the lid just to kind of set this, which normally I like to have, but we do not have that in this palette, which I don't think Chloe ever really does that. She just kind of goes in with shadows and throws them in her crease very effortlessly, so I wouldn't imagine that like she would need to have sort of a matte shade. First, I'm just going to take this La Mora little eyeshadow brush. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead into this lighter shade down here, the first brow shade that we attempted to use. I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up on my brush, and there is a little bit of powder that does kick up. I feel like I'm not getting a ton on the brush, or it is, like we said before, it's just sort of lightly pigmented. It looks a lot darker in the pan than what comes up on the brush. And I'm just going to run this a little bit to just define the crease. I like this color, but again, it looks just so much darker in the pan than what is actually coming out on the eye. Like, okay, like look at this shade, and then when I pick it up on my brush, it's like a very light color, and then on my eye it just kind of gives it a little bit of definition. So next I'm just going to take my MAC 239, this little flat brush, and I like working with shimmer shadows just without anything on the brush. A lot of people like to wet their brush. I like to see how the shadow performs before I have to use sort of a setting like a MAC Fix Plus. There are a lot of really pretty shades, but I think I want to dig into these shades. These are a little bit cooler. We're gonna use this one. This is the darker shade on the second little duo. It's almost like a rose gold, and when I'm picking it up I can definitely see the pink reflex in there. I'm just going to put that all over my lid. It's really pretty, honestly. I'm not having any sort of patchiness. Again, shimmer shades are pretty easy to formulate. Okay, so this is what the shade looks like all over the lids, and I believe the shade names, oh yep, they're actually on the back. So what I put in my crease was called Knot, K-N-O-T. What is on my lids right now is called Passion? Passion? No. Yes, it's called Passion. Next, what shade I'm going to take? I'm going to take this darker shimmer shade. This is called Swoon. It's a really pretty color. It's kind of more of a neutrally brown shade, and again, when I pick it up on my brush, it looks a little bit warmer on my brush than it does in the pan, but I am just going to push this on the outside of my eye just to sort of deepen up that outer area of the lid. For it being the darkest shimmer shade, this is really not that dark. I think that if you have deeper skin tones, just note that you may not have a dark shade in here that will work for you. Okay, so that is what we have so far. I think the shade is really pretty, but I am going to go into another matte shade. I'm going to go into the second darkest shade, not the darkest, but not the lightest. I'm going to go into the middle tone brown. I'm going to pick a little bit up on my crease brush that I just used. Again, I feel like this is just not as pigmented as it looks in the pan. It almost looks gray on the brush in my opinion. I feel like on camera it's coming out a lot darker because I'm looking at this and like this hardly has any color on it, but in camera I can definitely tell that there's something there. And I'm just going to run this through my crease for some more definition. So now I'm going to take this sort of yellowy shade. This reminds me of Nylon by MAC, which is my favorite inner corner highlight. And I'm just going to grab a little brush. I'm just going to grab a little MAC 242, I believe. It's just another little flat shader brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this shimmer shade. This is the shade Veil. And I'm just going to put that in my inner corner to brighten that up a little bit. Oh, this shade's pretty. Okay, so that is what we have on the inner corners. Next, I'm going to take a little brush like this. It's a clean one. I'm going to go into the shade right next to that called Honeymoon. And I'm going to be very careful with this. Hopefully this one is light as well. And I'm just going to pop that under the brow bone. Oh yeah, it's light. I feel like when I look at the shade, like I feel like it's going to be way too dark to be a brow bone highlight, but definitely is not. It's like the shade's really pretty for the brow bone. It's not as yellow as Veil. It's more of a champagne-y shade. This is the eye look we have so far. I do like the shades. I think that they blended really nicely. I'm not having any issues with patchiness. I'm just going to zoom you guys in so you guys can see there's just not a ton of pigmentation, especially in the mattes. Everything is going to appear lighter on the eyes than in person. Now I am going to go back into those liner shades and we are going to see if I can make this work as a liner, because your girl's not very hopeful right now, but we're going to try and make this work. I really want this to work. And next I'm going to take a little liner brush. This is a MAC 266 brush. And I'm going to go into the darkest of the shades. This is like a straight up black, or at least it appears to be. I'm assuming this is going to turn out looking a little gray, but I don't mind a lighter. I like using eyeshadow for a liner because I don't like the look of really harsh like eyeliner line. I would rather have it diffused. It appears to be pretty gray on the eye, but let's go and put a little bit more. Let's go a little further. Oh, so I can always tell when I like a shade for a liner because I won't have any fallout, and currently I'm having little fallout bits right underneath here, but if we can wipe that away and it won't leave. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I hate. Oh no, that's a brush. Oh, that's just a brush. We're good. I thought that was like a liner line and I was about to be real sassy. I don't think it's bad, but it is definitely more of a darker, deeper gray shadow. I mean, you can call this like a liner shadow, but the matte shades just aren't pigmented enough, in my opinion, to call them like brow or liner shades. But I'm going to go ahead and do this eye, make everything look pretty, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have finished my liner. I thought that I would go ahead and just demo the Bad Gal Bang by Benefit on my lashes, just kind of as like a bonus to this video. I felt like it didn't deserve like a whole review on its own. So I just got the little sample size. That's what I recommend for if you want to try a new mascara and you don't know whether or not you're gonna like it. The wand is very like super bendy. This stuff is, the formulation is like so liquidy that you could just go like that and like lashes be done. Typically I have to build up and build up and build up and build up my lashes to get them where I want them, but because this formula just like, and the bristles just, there's so many of them to readily coat your lashes. I feel like if you work with this product too much, you will get really spidery lashes. Okay, so this is what the lashes look like with the Bad Gal lash. They are a little bit more spidery than I am used to. Honestly, I like it. I think that they really make your lashes hold a curl. So if you have issues with your lashes holding a curl, this could be a really cool mascara to try out. Next, I am going to go on to the blush shades. I think I want to go in with this middle pink shade. I really like shades like that. It reminds me of Dandelion. I feel like it's almost exactly the same. And I'm going to go in with this little blush brush. I know it looks dirty because it kind of is dirty, but it's also stained. So I don't know how much blush is actually on this brush right here, but I'm just going to go into the middle shade. Oh my gosh, these are so powdery. Let's just go ahead and put this on the cheeks. Ooh, this shade is pretty. Look at it. The blushes are definitely a lot more pigmented than the eyeshadows. Weird. Okay, I'm just going to go back in very, very easily once again and go on the other side. Oh, this is so pretty. I love the sheen in it. I really like these blushes. So far, I am impressed with the blush shades. The eyeshadows I do like, but again, they're not as pigmented as I would hope that they would be. I wish that they had more matte options, just so this could be sort of like a palette that you could carry with you, and it would be like your sole palette for just sort of your blush, your highlight, and your eyeshadows and your liner and like your brows, because I feel like that's kind of what Chloe was going for, something that you can travel with, something that is a palette that's really versatile that you can use for everything. We are going to go into her lip icing. This is a lip glow and it is in the shade Lip Icing in Cake. So when I saw this online, I felt like it looked a little too gold. It says on the back, my silky lip glimmer adds the perfect sparkle to any lip look. I am a gloss girl. I love gloss. So this is what it looks like straight out of the bottle. Definitely looks like straight up gold, almost like a rose gold maybe. I'm pulling this out. Like, you can see a lot of the product moving. I feel like there's not a lot of product in this bottle. Like, I can see straight through to the other side, which is kind of disappointing because I feel like the palette was reasonably priced at $24.99, 25 bucks. I feel like that's really good when you're getting 6 eyeshadows, 3 liner eyebrow shades, and then 3 blushes. But this guy right here is $14, which it's like more than half of the eyeshadow palette. So I have high hopes for this. This better be good because this is not cheap. So I just have bare lips. I'm just gonna go on with bare lips because that's how I would with most of my glosses. So okay, so this is a very thin formula. This is literally like a topper. It is a very, very thin formula. It's not sticky at all. I think it looks really pretty on the lips, but I will say there is no like color in this. The only color that is showing up on my lips are the reflex. So all in all, I think that the PIXI plus Chloe Morello, guys, I think that they are good. Do I think that they are the best? No. I do like the palette for the sole purpose of the blushes. I definitely think the blushes are worth it, and I feel like the lighter highlighting shades up in here are really pretty on the eyes. I feel like if you're wanting these darker shades down here, you're going to be disappointed, and I feel like because they are so lightly pigmented that it's only going to work on people with lighter skin tones, which is a huge bummer. As for the gloss, I feel like it is a good dupe for a lot of higher end glosses. Do I think that you absolutely need this? No, I don't. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you guys liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave down below in the comments suggestions for future makeup related videos. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button down below. Become a member of our small but growing family, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!